family? You tapped into the DOA TBM. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content and updates. This one's so groovy, baby.
I mean, speaking of, topics of money and that, and even just the industry, I want to share a clip that was sent to us. And this is on social media, so you be able to check this one out. And this is, this guy speaking his mind on the music business. Let's check this out.
Sacrifice, kill family members and shit like that. Do all this shit is against
Hold on, let this read longer.
I know what come with that industry, nigga. My heart got broken trying to rap, nigga. You hear me? I put years into that shit, fam. I ain't trying to be no motherfucking rapper, nigga. None of that shit, because that shit ain't real. It ain't based on no motherfucking talent. It's based on how much dick you gonna suck. Who the fuck gonna sell out the most? Who the fuck gonna sacrifice, kill family members and shit like that? Do all this shit is against real righteousness. Come on, man. It's a satanic ass industry, motherfuckers. If motherfuckers knew to have, you wouldn't even listen to niggas. You wouldn't even listen to niggas. Or I'm talking about any genre, pop, entertainment. You wouldn't watch movies. You wouldn't watch these niggas shoot a jump shot in the NBA, nigga, if you knew to have, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. These the same motherfuckers drinking blood. These the motherfuckers kidnapping y'all kids. The same niggas albums y'all buying to do a show for. Do you think I'm trying to be a rapper, nigga? I know what come with that industry, nigga. My heart got broken trying to rap, nigga.
So there we see, clip. This was shared to us on the back of an interview that we did with Freddie P, formerly of the band of Bad Boy Records, and he recently spoke about some of his experiences within the music business and industry. Now, we feel this is a bit of a topical conversation, but every so often it comes up where people talk about, the hidden things that happen in the music business. There was just a Keefe D interview I was watching the other day where he was talking about, I think, a Puffy party that he alleged that he was at, and but he says, it was quite obscure, and but he said it was one Tupac was at as well, where they've got that picture with Tupac and Puffy together, one of those rare pictures and stuff. So, but a lot of people have got these stories and takes on the industry and stuff. And what you just heard that brother say just there, I mean, you're a rapper that's been in the game for years, well established, worked with a lot of hip hop legends and stuff. I mean, do you feel there's any validity to these statements?
Man, first of all, off the top, I want to give a shout out to that brother. I want to give a shout out to that dude because I remember that. I remember that stage. I remember that slap in the face, that wake up call when you thought that the music game was about this, and you find out that it's about that. And it's like you start thinking about, this to the real artists out there, the real ones, like the ones that not really taking this shit as a fad, that really took this shit to heart, that really, really fuck with this music, sleeping on the floor at the studio, eating top ramen noodles, coming from that to tour, to all that type of shit. This goes out to y'all, and this goes out to dude who I was just looking at on that video with the plaits and shit. I remember being young and encountering just what he was saying. It wasn't about, when I finally figured out that this shit wasn't about talent, that it was about what you could do and how bad that you wanted it, and what was you willing to do for the price of success and fame. I talk about this shit all the time. It's depressing because you can't get these years back. You can't. I started this shit when I was 15 years old. I started calling myself Floss Mode when I was 15. You feel me? Not knowing that the word floss was gonna come out and all this shit. From sleeping on the floors to being in Luther Vandross sessions with Kipper Jones and different people, like real big wig motherfuckers that write the shit, and sleeping on the floor, eating top ramen noodles, all this type of shit. And and you finally, I got my deals. I finally got my deals, and I can look in the mirror, and I can say to myself that I didn't do none of that funny bunny shit that they try to make you do for the price of success and fame. It's depressing at the end because you can't get these years back, and you be like, wow, I wasted a lot. You can't really look at it as you wasted years because you love the music. So that's what you was chasing. The biggest drug, the biggest addiction in the world to a person that's infatuated with music is music. Like that's what the addiction. That should have you have people leave their city and state where they have to go travel somewhere else because they know that's where all that shit is going on at. So it's like a drug. And so by the time you get to, because you're going to be dope. If you really love this shit, you're going to make sure you're on top of your craft. And then you get to the record company. You finally get to where they are paying attention to you and they sign you. And the first thing they do is when they sign you, they ask you, well, can you sound like this? Can you sound like that? Can you be them? Can you do a song like this? It makes you feel real small. But at the same time, when you meet a person like a Harvey Weinstein, when you meet a person like him that dangles, he has everything. All he has to do is make a phone call, an eye wink, and all of a sudden your life will change. And you doing all the things that you dreamed of. That you see, they don't realize this. That you sit up at night and before you go to sleep, you dreaming of this shit. I remember Ice-T had told me one time, it's the truest shit I ever heard in the fucking rap game. He was like, Floss, if you can imagine yourself, if you can see it and imagine you doing it and you conquering it and being in your life, it can happen. That's why you got to strive for your dreams. That's why you got to push forward. That's why you got to, when the naysayers and the non-believers. Now, if you're not popping and you're not dope, don't quit your day job. But if you know you got it and more people have told you that you got it, then you have it. And you're supposed to strive to it. You're going to go through some shit. But at the same token, to bend over, to do something that you normally wouldn't do for the price of fame and success, that's what's called by selling your soul.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's like safer to say that back in the days, I guess artists were more, even though, you know, a lot of artists didn't get a fair shake when it comes to their deals, but that's a whole different story. But do you think those days the artist was more able to probably get established or bought on or put on the game based on their talent, you know, because it was sort of newer and labels and the people were looking for like fresh talent and people that was really doing something new and different? Even though you said when they sign you, ultimately they probably want you to do the same as everybody else. But do you think like talent was more getting people through the door then, where a lot of people was able to probably evade having to do some of the more shadier tactics? Or do you think, what do you think the percentage is?
Just think about it. Keep artists broke. Keep artists broke. Artist has no money to get attorney. So by you not having money to get representation is everything in the music industry. It's not, sometimes you could be rapping your ass off. You could be dope as shit. You could be the dopest rapper out there. But what it is if you don't have your reputation, your representation in order, of course, when you come to them, you can handle your own business. I would like this. I would like that. I think I deserve this. I should get that. They were like, of course you think that. You understand? But when you have somebody that you spend money on, that's representing you, that's getting you these things, that's how you get this shit. And they know that. So they keep you broke. That's why they call it starving artists. You know, a lot of artists have been in the game for years and just started seeing their money. You know, the artist is the last person to get paid. If you're not writing your own shit, you ain't talking about nothing. That's why they tell you to write your stuff through AppCap checks, them BMI checks, them, you know, Sound Exchange, all these type of, you know, platforms to get your money. And it's still hard to get money. I'm on a big record with Eazy-E, Impact of a Legend, comes with a video game, comes with a discography, says who Eazy-E is. I'm on there more than anybody, and I still haven't got my proper payments from it. And this shit has come out years ago. I just talked to Ice-T about this. Just talked to Ice-T, and you know, Floss, man, this is this expectation law. You know, if it's past a certain amount of time, then you may not be able to get it. These record companies do little tricks. They had signed my name. I did the title song for the movie Love Stinks. My name is Andre Branch, AndreBranch. They put the last letter, a different letter, so I can't get my money. Randy Phillips and them from AEG, AEG Live, all that. Yes, I'm putting the shit out there because I'm tired of shit being in the dark and in the winds and in the shadows and all of that. So how you get your money is by putting it out there. And that's what it is. Yes, Randy Phillips of AEG, AEG Live, they owe me money because they were Red Ant Entertainment, and the guy had already told me that's what they did. They put my last name, they put the last letter of my name, they put the last wrong letter. So that's why I'm just like, you know, in this business, it's 90% business, 10% show. Handle your business first, and then focus on your talent.
I mean, that's crazy. And, you know, we've definitely heard of labels using unscrupulous tactics. I mean, I spoke to Darren QB a few months ago, who was the son of Credo Jones from the Chi-Lites, and he was speaking about just some of the horrific experiences him and his family have had dealing with labels trying to get money that was old and stuff like that. And you'd think it's like mafia tactics in some cases or instances. The love they to not to pay.
What people don't realize is that these record companies to get your ass rubbed off too. These record companies that get your ass rubbed off. They know killers. They got paper. You think you rich. They the ones who pay you. And if you say you rich, so imagine how much money they got. This record company's got millions and millions and millions and millions upon dollars. You know what I'm saying? If you too irritating, if you ruffling too many feathers, if you rubbing people too much the wrong way, they can get your ass rubbed off too. Keep it 100.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, you know, we've definitely heard about many cases like that, and can't say we've seen any directly. There's been speculation on many of stuff as well. There's been movies that show the same narrative, so we know it's not something that is just folklore. It's something that, as you said, can happen, does happen, and has happened over time. There's another point that I wanted to bring up because, you know, even with what that brother was saying and Freddie P and others, people say they feel as though, especially when it comes to rap music, there's this.
See, the only thing is, not to cut you off. The only thing is that's different that they have to pay us now is because technology has made it to where they have to pay us now. Numbers don't lie. All that shit don't lie. You feel me? The streamings and records being sold. Back in those days, they can hide more. They can hide a lot more. They can fuck with books more. You feel me? So it's different.
There's a lot more visibility and stuff now, which can work benefit in some way. But what I was going to ask about is some people say, you know, I mean, you know, your fair share of artists in the industry and stuff, and we've always had the terminology people talk about like industry cats, industry niggas, or whatever, you know. But my point is, you know, do you feel that's how it is, that like ultimately most rappers ain't gonna help anybody else out, or if they want like other artists around them, it's generally to boost them up, or a lot of the times they want yes men, or, you know, people that are gonna ground them. Otherwise, if you're kind of your own independent thinker, you're not gonna get so much of a shot. I mean, how accurate would you say that is?
We spoke about this before, a couple of some episodes ago. That's why it's too many millions being transpired. It's too many millions that's being made, and there's no union being played. You understand? That the union needs to be in motion, in effect. So people like myself and people who didn't put the work in, they didn't put the work in, but You don't see them on TV every second. You don't hear their songs, but they didn't put plenty music out. You understand? That accounts for something. So that means that there should be some type of union, like in NBA or basketball or the football, NFL or any of that. Their older players are still getting paid because they didn't put the fucking work in. You understand? So I feel like this is due. Should be due. This should be in motion. Everybody got their big threes and all of this type of things, which I ain't mad at. Everybody putting their shit up in the game and doing what they're supposed to do. But at the same time, they need to be working for a union. You know what I'm saying? To where, when this shit gets old, but your stuff is still being played, you still getting paid.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of one of the things that inspired me to do the work with Battle Online and stuff like that, because we really wanted to focus on and give flowers to a lot of people that not just had put in work, are still putting in work now, significant work in the industry and for the culture and stuff, and let them know that we appreciate them, because a lot of people have definitely had impact on us.
Or if not, then we're gonna keep having videos like that videos you just showed me with dude on there. Like, he sounded real bitter. He sounded like, I can't believe, like it was a magic trick that was pulled over, some wool that was pulled over his eyes. Did you see the look in his face? Do you hear the harshness in his? He couldn't believe it, because when you growing up, you dream to be a rapper. You dream for these things. These are things that gets into millions and millions of people, and children, that when we was young and all that, LL Cool J was the person I was looking up to. That nigga was 18 years old. I'm only 18, making more than your pops. And you know what I'm saying? The Kango, the troop suits, and you know what I mean? Like, these people are like superheroes. Like, no different from the Marvel comics, from the Rock, the Rock Man, and the dude with the ray eyes. And these are people no different than Coogee Raps and KRS-Ones and all these type of people. So we look up to them like that. And so when you follow the footsteps and you do everything that you're supposed to do in this game and get lyrically fit and get on top of your pen to where you're being noticed, and you get all the way up to the show, and motherfucker, everybody is turned around, bent over. Everybody bent over. You like, what part of the game is this? This is what I gotta do to get to. It don't make sense. So it makes you feel like it was all for nothing. You wasted all these years for nothing. And it turns you off from music, period. That's what they do, and they turn people off from music. Because when they find out what really goes on and what you really gotta do, you're gonna be like, that's why I took my break.
No, I mean, it's a cold game, and I mean, people have their experiences and people share them. Sometimes they're often silent, in the media and stuff like that, especially on a mainstream level. And I think it's one of those things where a lot of people don't want to believe some stuff until they're actually there.
Until they see it. And when you see it, trust me, I done been to these Hollywood parties. I lived a sheltered life. I went to Catholic school the majority of my life. So I was hella sheltered. And, I was exposed to these parties that we would go to, and you go into the bathroom. It always happens when you go into looking for the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And encounter and run up in one of these rooms and seeing, motherfuckers sniffing lines off each other's ass, and just crazy things that's going on in the industry it kind of saddens you, because when it's not your lifestyle, but at the same time, you're not knocking anybody else's lifestyle, but that's just not you. But whatever y'all do, it's cool. I'm going over here to do this. Y'all go do that. But when you dangle talent and opportunities and the things that you strive and you dream for, and somebody's holding it over you just because you won't do something that they're into, that's when it becomes weird. Like, and come on, man, like, nah.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man.
Nah.
Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on BoutTheOnline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.